Hello everyone. Welcome to another stream of my building my TweetTextarea React component. Let me just set up a couple of things here. Then we will start immediately. Let's have some music. Yep, that seems to be working. Great. Yeah, we're ready. So, last time we started trying to implement the basically the functions that will convert our range object into start and end location that will be dispatched in an event to whoever is using the component. However, looking back at it, I just hated everything about what I have done with it so far. So I have decided basically that I will actually just delete all of this because it's very messy, and we'll start implementing that from scratch. To be honest, it wasn't working that well anyway, so we're not really missing anything here. I'll just keep these because these are actually things that we are going to continue to use. So the first thing that I'll do is let's just add a couple of console log functions here, or console log calls. And we will then go here and start our test app. let's have this one here, and let's see if it updated everything or not. I think it may have not updated it. Yeah, still using an old version, so okay, let's just do this. Yarn clean, and then again, come on, start, delete this one, close this one I mean, and right, okay, let's go back here, build it one more time and see if it works. Yep, great. So let's see what happens, because there are a lot of things that can be a bit weird. So when we start typing, as you can see, we're getting basically the start container and the end container are the text area. When I press enter to go to a new paragraph, because there are no like text nodes in here, so I meant text nodes. There are no text nodes inside this new paragraph, so we get the start container basically is the paragraph itself. When we start typing, again, it's a text node. If I do select all, I get the input area itself, or the text area, is what we get as a start and end container. If I select this and like if I do shift home and then press the down arrow key, you basically to the end of the paragraph, it actually selects the paragraph rather than the text node itself. So we, as you can see, we basically get a lot of like different behaviors when we type or select the text in the text area. So we need to handle all of these different behaviors. So what we are going to start with is we will handle the case where basically where we actually end up inside the text area itself rather than any of the paragraph or text nodes. So from testing, I know that usually like when the start container is the text area, the end container is also the text area. So what we'll do is if start container equal editor ref.current and end container equal editor ref.current console.log, or maybe inside the dev element. Let's save, it will build, and it will not work as usual. So go here, do yarn clean, have yarn start ready, start. This doesn't work, of course, and we build the component again. Okay, it's done. One more time. And if we do that, interesting. I think didn't update. Yep, didn't update. Oh boy. Okay, one more time. Okay, let's give it another go. Okay, let's see. Hopefully updated this time. Yes, great. So what we can do now is, as you can see, again inside the dev element printed here, which basically means that we're matching the condition, which is that both containers are actually the dev element or the text area itself. So in this case, what we'll need to do is basically, because our range object is returning containers that the start container and end container are basically the dev element, the start offset and end offset basically will refer to the child nodes of the dev elements, and we know that the child nodes of the dev elements are always supposed to be paragraphs. So the text cursor basically will be will start after a specific paragraph and end after another paragraph. So when the start container and end container are the dev element, will always be working with paragraphs. So for this case, we need to know how many paragraphs do we have before the start, like before where the text cursor starts, before the current paragraph basically, and how many paragraphs do we have before before the end paragraph. just trying to okay, so I'll get the paragraphs before start offset equal. I'll make an array from all of the child nodes of the text area, and then I will slice it to 0, starting from 0 up to start offset. Then remember we have here the start and end variable, which are basically going to be dispatched in the event. So these are what we're going to actually be setting here. So if there are no paragraphs before the start offset, which means that probably the start offset is at the very beginning of the text. So we'll do paragraphs before start offset dot length equal 0, then start itself will be equal to 0, else we will need to calculate basically the text length of each paragraph we have, and then add the new line characters. However, if the text cursor is at the end of the dev element, like is basically at the end of the last paragraph, this means that the last paragraph won't have a new line character at the end, so we need to take that into account. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to create a variable called new line count, which basically will check the length of the paragraphs that we have, and if it's less than the length of the child nodes, then we'll do basically paragraphs before start offset dot length. Otherwise we'll basically just subtract 1 from the length of the paragraphs. I'll just add a simple comment here. I have it ready because, as usual, I sort of worked on this for a little bit before I actually started streaming, just to make sure I'm happy with the new implementation. I didn't want to sort of do the same thing because on the last stream I actually just jumped into it without sort of figuring some of these things, and we all know how this turned out because I ended up just removing everything I implemented on stream. So then we will rely on the array reduce method to basically convert the text length of each paragraph we have and add basically all of them together with the new line count and return all of that to the start variable. So here's what we're going to do. Dot reduce current length and paragraph, and it will return something, and it will use the new line count as an initial value. And what we'll do is if b.text content dot length equal undefined, then we just return the current length. Otherwise, we return current length plus b.text content dot length. Okay. We then will basically do the same thing for the end offset. So we'll copy all of that. Let's replace paragraphs before start offset. Paragraphs. That should be fine. And then we need to make this end and end. And clearly this can be easily converted into a function, but I'm not going to start refactoring now. I'll just keep working until I get this done, and then we can start refactoring. So that's basically it for when our start and end container are the text area itself. In this case, we just want to return because we don't want to do anything else. And then we want to dispatch the event here, but we haven't implemented that yet. If only I can type properly. Yep. Again, this is just comment explaining basically that from this point we've already just checked the start container and end container. Basically we check the case where the start container and end container are actually equal to the text area itself, and we don't need to worry about it again. Next, we need to check when the case where the start container and the end container Actually, no. What we're gonna do now is, now that we're sure that basically our start container and end container are not the dev element, we need to basically get the parent paragraph of each one of them. In the case when the start container and container themselves are paragraphs, then we're gonna just get the paragraph. Otherwise, we'll basically go up the hierarchy of the nodes until we find the parent paragraph for each of the containers. So what we'll do here is we will get start paragraph equal get parent paragraph, and we're gonna have start container and end container, and then if we fail to get the start paragraph for whatever reason, or we fail to get the end paragraph, then we will just return. Otherwise, we'll need to get basically the index of each paragraph in the text area itself. So we'll have const start p index equal, again, text area utilities, find node in parent, and we need the parent current and the node, and again do the same. And one more time, if not, actually, if start p index equal undefined, or end p index equal undefined, again we will return. Technically, this shouldn't happen, but we have to add these checks just to make sure that TypeScript doesn't complain about it. But we technically, though, this function can return undefined. In this case, it shouldn't, but we will we'll just add this check to basically be sure. So next thing we'll do is basically we will do sort of the same thing that we did here, but for the basically for the paragraph we have. So we again will copy that and let's come here, paste this one, and in this case I am going to do this paragraphs before start offset and make it paragraphs before start, and 16 start b index, and again Yeah, all of that is fine. It is the same. We don't need to change anything with it. And again, once we convert this into a function, like this will be much shorter, but for now, let's just keep going. Again, paragraphs before start should be paragraphs before end, and 16 So now basically we have handled the cases where we need to get all the paragraphs up to the start of the, like basically the length of the paragraphs up to the start of the text area. So let's just save this. Let's actually okay, see, we forgot something important here, which is we need to change this to end and this to end. And let's make sure we're happy with everything. Yeah, as far as I can see, should be fine. I'll just add one more console log start, because remember we just return in this case. So we won't get to, like, if our start container and end container are the dev element itself, we'll never get to the console log part. Let's start. This is not supposed to give us an error, so yep, that's correct. So let's come here and build it again. And let's see. Let's make sure it actually built everything correctly and is using the latest version we have. Yeah, looks like it. So that's good. So when we start typing, as you can see, start and end are always gonna be 0, because remember we're still just calculating the length of the paragraphs that are before our current paragraph. And in this case we don't have any paragraphs since this is the first one. However, if I press Ctrl A, which would set the start container and the end container to the dev element itself, you'll see what happens. See that it starts at the beginning, which is 0, and it ends at the 15. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because we have 15 characters in this paragraph, and it's the only paragraph we have, so we don't have any new lines it basically returns a start and end of 15. If I press enter now, you'll find that it's given us 16 because now we're in this new paragraph, and this paragraph contains 15 characters. With a new line character, it becomes 16. So our code seems to be working so far, which is great. So we can now stop this and come here, delete this. We don't need it anymore. We're happy with the code and we're sure that it seems to be working. I'll keep these for now because we're probably gonna need them. Okay, so let me just copy some comments quickly. So the next step for us in this case would be, one second. The next step would be is to handle the case when the start container itself is a paragraph, which means in this case that the start offset, like the start container and the end container, when they are paragraphs, we need to, the start offset and end offset would be referring to the, like, would be basically relative to the number of nodes inside the paragraph rather than the length of the text. So basically, if we get a start offset of 4, this means that the text cursor would be, it would start inside, like, it starts at 0, then 1, so that's after the first node inside, like first child node of the paragraph, 2, second child node, 3, third, and then 4, it's the fourth child node of the character. So here's how we are going to calculate at that, basically at the length of the nodes, to and we're gonna have a similar thing for the end container. Basically what we're doing is checking if the start container itself was actually a paragraph. So remember, like when we press enter, or when we, like the other certain cases where the cursor actually ends, like the range object returns the containers as the paragraph rather than any of the child nodes of the paragraph. In this case, we basically need to calculate the length of all the nodes inside. However, if you remember, when we press enter and to go to a new to basically a new paragraph, the range returns the start container and end container as that new paragraph. However, since it doesn't have anything inside of it, then we need to we don't need to basically add any text because it doesn't contain any text. So that's what we'll do. Basically, we'll say if start container dot text content dot length is not undefined and start container dot text content dot length is greater than 0, then we will get all the nodes before the start offset. So const nodes before start offset. Again, we'll do similar thing. Start container dot child nodes slice 0 to start offset. And in this case, again, we'll use the reduce method. We'll get the current length and node, and it will return this, and we'll use the initial value as start. Then if node.textContent.length equal undefined, then we just return the current length. Otherwise, we return current length plus node.textContent.length. And basically, we're gonna do the same thing for the end container. So what we'll do is change start container with end container in this case, and change nodes before start offset to nodes before end offset. And in here, just do end offset. And I think that should be it now. Just one more thing. We need to make this end and end. Excuse me. And I think we can save. Okay, let's come here. Just do a yarn clean quickly. Another start, which should fail. So we'll come here. I wanna do console log start container, console log end container, and let's build one more time. Just make sure we stop this. Okay, and let's start. Hopefully this will work properly. Go to the debugger quickly, make sure that everything, yeah, okay, it has everything that we've just added. So let's do this. When we type all of that again, we're still not getting anything because we're not handling the case when the start container and the end container are text nodes. However, when we enter here again, we were still getting that, which is fine. However, now when I do shift home, then do that, which one was it? There was something that used to give me, oh, okay. So as you can see, now we're getting the paragraph as a text, like as basically the start container, and what it does, it basically counts all of this, and then actually I'm not 100% sure which. Let's see what route it's actually taking, because this one is going to be a bit interesting. Yeah, we need to get here. Let's see. Interesting. It's a bit strange, really. Okay. Let's see what is going on. We have interesting. Okay, for some reason it doesn't seem to be consistent enough. Let's see. What did I do then? Okay. Strange, but that's fine. Let's try this one more time. Okay, yeah, here we go. So start paragraph, end paragraph. Again, this is the end paragraph, and also the start paragraph, which makes sense. Let's find it in the parent, which in this case it will be number 1. Yeah, because this is 0 and this is 1. And again, because it's also the same thing, so np index would be 1. Then we would get paragraphs before start, which will be only 1, just the first paragraph. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll calculate the new line count, which should be 1 in this case. Where's new line count? Yeah, it's 1. And then we'll just basically keep counting. And then we have start, which is going to be 34. Paragraphs before end, it's going to be the same. Yeah, just the single paragraph at the start. Do the same thing. New line count would be 1. And the length of basically end would be 34 as well, because yeah, makes sense. And then yeah, we're still hitting this. So because now our start container is actually paragraph element. So if the text content is not undefined and it's longer than 0, then yeah, that's what happened. We get up to the start offset. So we'll get the text node. So if we look at nodes before start offset, it's going to be the text node, this one, which makes sense. And then if we basically start as 34, if we add all of that to it, it's going to be 47, because this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it was 34 before, so like when you add 13, it's 47. That makes sense. And all of that would be the same basically. So we get start 47, end 47, which is exactly what we need. Great, so that seems to be working properly. We can disable that now and stop that now. What we need now is the following. We need to handle the case of when the node, the start container and end container are actually text nodes rather than a paragraph node. So we'll do if start container dot node type equal 3, which is a text node, and if I want so again there are gonna be a lot of like duplication here, because we're gonna be doing the same thing, but eventually we'll convert all of these duplicated all of that duplicated code into like functions that we can use. So in the case of when the start container and the end container is a text node, what we'll need to do is we will need to get the immediate child of the paragraph, because remember our text node might be inside of a span, which means it's like the text node itself is not the immediate child, but we need the immediate child so we can find it within the paragraph and add the length of all the nodes that comes before it. So what we'll do is Let me just check something quickly. Yeah, we have the start paragraph. Okay. So we need to get const in paragraph immediate child equal start container dot parent element dot tag name equal p. Then it's gonna be the start container, otherwise it's gonna be the start container dot parent element, because if the parent element is not a paragraph, then it means it's a span, which means the immediate child of the paragraph is gonna be the span itself. Then we need to get the index, so const immediate child index equal utilities dot find node in parent. Parent in this case is gonna be the start paragraph. If immediate child index equal undefined, then just return, because there will be some, in this case there will be like a problem. Again, it should never be undefined, but yeah, just in case. Just complaining about something in here. Let's just, if not paragraph, then just return, just in case. Then we'll need to get nodes before current, which is gonna be an array created from start paragraph dot child nodes let's also do something here quickly. First thing we'll do is going to add the start offset, because in this case start offset actually refers to we're going to add it to the start variable. Because in this case start offset actually refers to how many characters inside the text node. Inside the text node, basically, like how many numbers of characters within the text node, which basically counts, which tells us where the text cursor actually is. So let's just make sure that we do that here, and then what we'll do Next is just similar to what we've done before, nodes before current dot reduce current length, and then node, and we'll use the start as an initial value, and again if node dot text content dot length equal undefined, then we just return the current length. Otherwise we return current length plus node text content dot length. And again, you'll notice that a lot of this is a bit similar to what we have here. So we'll probably just have one function that does this sort of thing, and we can use it basically everywhere. Let's copy that and go here, and let's start changing things. First, we are going to change anything that has the word start in it to end. Making sure that like all of these changes are correct. I think it should be. Yeah. We're adding in offset, getting the immediate child and finding it inside the paragraph, adding all the nodes, or getting all the nodes, calculating its length and adding it. And as far as I can tell, this should be working properly now. Now let's wait for it to build. Let's just clean it, just for the sake of it, to be sure. Start. That's good. Doesn't work which is what we expected. Build it one more time. And again, do we on start? Let's see if it actually. Nope, didn't do anything. Lovely. So one more time. Yarn clean. Okay. build one more time. It seems to be complaining about something here. I'm not sure what it is. Let me check. Okay, we're not using the event. That's fine. Let's see if I'll need to use it or not. I doubt we need to, but yeah, we'll figure that later. Let's start again. Hopefully this time. Yeah, no, it is not working. I think I may know why. Let's just do another clean. Build one more time. Actually, we need to do clean and start it. So it actually fails first, then we can build it. Yeah, this is one of the most annoying things about building this component, really. It's just a bit of a hassle to actually get the test application updating. Let's see if it works this time. I have a feeling it didn't. Yep. Why is it not working? Can we do something like this? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Doesn't wanna update for some reason. Okay, let me just this is really annoying. Okay. That's correct. Can you please build this time? Actually, you know what? Rather than build it, just add TweetTextarea React package. Because we removed it. Okay, have to build. This time maybe do it like that. Yes, yarn remove. Then yarn start. Okay, that's good. It's given us the error that we want, and then let's do yarn add TweetTextarea React package. And quickly let's look into to see. So yeah, it should be working. think it worked this time. Yep, finally. So let's do this now. Basically, whenever we type any characters, we should be getting the correct thing. So hello. Yes, that's correct. And when we press enter, it should be 23. That's correct as well. And that's correct. If we do that, not printing it because I did a select all, and that basically just generates the makes the start container the dev element, and I'm not printing in there. But if I do this, yep, it's 34, 34. This was 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. Okay, let's check Google Chrome to see if it's actually working as well. Should be working. Okay. In Google Chrome, it's a bit different. Like when I do select all, it doesn't actually make the start container and the end container the dev element. So this is why we're getting the printing. That's 34, 34. Again, 34, 34. That's brilliant. Okay, so seems to be working as well, which is amazing. So yeah, that seems to actually have done what we need. So next thing we need to do is actually to just dispatch the event. Okay, so let's see what we're going to need. Oh yeah. Okay, and let's see what are we using text update detail for, because I can't really remember. Oh yeah, we're using Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We will need export interface cursor change detail. It's gonna be start, which is going to be a number, end, which is going to be a number. Then we're gonna do cursor change event is gonna equal cursor change, and lastly I'm gonna do function dispatch cursor change event, which is gonna take a div element HTML. What the hell am I typing? Div element. It's gonna return void, and it's gonna declare an event, new custom event with cursor change detail. It's gonna have the name and the detail is going to be what I'm trying to basically figure out is what should I do in this case. I think that all of these things that we've set up here should actually go into a function in the custom event module rather than like in an event listener or something like that, because technically all of this is something that is needed by the event rather than anything else. Although okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I will actually pass the range object here detail is going to be start. Actually, it's going to be empty for now, and then the div element we're going to dispatch the event. yeah, cursor location. Okay, we're gonna need the dev element as well, which is going to be HTML dev element, and range, which is going to be a range, and it will return cursor change detailed. So why is it complaining? Okay, I haven't done anything. Let's for now copy this, paste it here. We're going to remove that. We don't need that. And gonna have to do this. We need to change anything that refers to editor ref dot current. Need to change it to dev element globally, and let's see. Okay, that seems to be working, I think. Okay, and then let's start basically going through what we need to do in this case again is return start and end, and then okay, we need to import TweetTextarea utils from that. Should fix a couple of issues. Okay, we'll sort these ones out. Later. Let me just okay, again, if paragraph immediate not return. Okay. Null cursor change detail. This will be null. we will replace every return with return start is null and end is null. Okay. The element and range actually const start end equal get location div element and range if start equal null or end equal null, then return. Otherwise we're gonna pass start and end and dispatch the event. Then we're gonna dispatch cursor change event. We'll have cursor change event, and technically this should work exactly as the other one did. And we don't need to export this one. Let's go here and then we need to enable this. Needs the, and we need this. So technically this should work exactly like before. So let's save, let's stop that, save this. Doesn't build, which is lovely. Let's disable this quickly. Let's try starting again. Okay, that's fine. That's what we wanted. Let's build it one more time. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully this will work. No, it's not gonna work. Yep, because it's still using the same thing. Okay, let's just close it. Come here, stop this. yarn remove and let's do yarn start one more time. Okay, stop it and then yarn add. Okay, yep, hopefully it will work now. I don't think it worked. Yep, hasn't worked. Okay, I am going to do something. Yarn.lock, and we do yarn, so we install everything. Okay, one more time, yarn start. This should fail because we haven't added the TweetTextarea. Right, so please, when I do yarn, yeah, I think this time it worked. Okay, let's bring this one here, check it quickly. Yep, that's the correct thing. Okay, let's see if okay, because we haven't added any console logging and I'm not really willing to just go into all of that printing again. Let's do this. Let's move from the Rahman and then let's enable this one. Great, so we have start and end at 22 as they should be. That's what we expected. Let's press enter. Now it's 23. Again, that's what we expected. Let's disable it for now, and now you enable it again. This is 34, like we expected. In this case, it's 0 to 34, which is correct. Okay. Yeah. I press down, it sort of goes here. If I do that, and select it, do this. Now it's 34 and 34 at the end. So that seems to be working properly, which is good. Let's try in Brave, which is like Google Chrome. Sources, not what I'm looking for. TweetTextarea React source library custom events, and let's scroll down here and enable it and do this. Start is 22, end is 22. That's again what we expected. When we press enter, start is going to be 23 and 23, again what we expected. Stop it for now, and let's do how are you, re-enable it. Gives us 34 and 34. When we do select all, gives us 0 and 34. When we do this, and okay, interesting. In the case of that's weird. Okay, gives us 34 and 34 as well. What else? Gives us 23 and 34. 34 and 34. And what about this? Yeah, 34 and 34. I think we've already covered this one. Yeah. Okay, that seems to be working properly, at least as far as I can tell, really. So technically we should not need any of this. Yeah, that's already working. So let's start deleting these. Okay. Yeah, this is way too long. Should have just selected everything and deleted it, but yeah, that's fine. Here we go. Okay, no problem. So, okay, we need to also do the same. In the case of the mouse click. Okay. In this case, we're not really doing anything with the event, so let's just delete it, and we're gonna do console.log event button. We need to come here, close this, disable this, and let's hope that this works immediately. Okay, let's try what happens if I restart it now. Nope, I don't think it worked. As usual. Okay, remove yes. Okay, this is done now. Let's do start again, which should give us an error. That's fine, really. Great, that's what I need. Add. Let's try adding it one more time. And start. I don't think it worked, unfortunately. Yep, it didn't work. This is so annoying. What else can I do? Okay, let me maybe it will work in like Chrome, something else, just anything. Give me something. Oh, I don't think it worked as well. Just chop. This. Yeah, this is what I need. No. It does not work. Can someone explain to me why it doesn't work? Because everything is up to date here, so it should be working, but it is not. Okay. I'm gonna do something a bit drastic here. Just to everything. Excuse me. And Okay. Can you please work now? Yeah, this should be working. Yep, that's correct. So that's 0. That's 2. That's 1. Okay. Okay. I don't think we will need to actually do any checking here. For the mouse button, because to be honest also, event dispatch, and we'll make this one. Basically, both of them will use the same thing. So whenever the user presses the a key or a mouse button, we should basically be getting the an event should be dispatched. And one last thing we're gonna do, we're not using TweetTextarea utils at all. Yeah, I don't think we're using it in this case. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Let's get rid of it here, and we'll do on cursor change, which is gonna be an optional. We'll take an event which is gonna be a custom event, and it's going to be and it returns void. And in here we'll do on cursor change, and then use effect will assign basically assign users event listener. That's I'm not gonna actually check this because it doesn't make sense. If on text update, and then if on text update, then if on change, we'll do the same thing. That we'll use change event and so basically just assigning, like if the user passes any sort of event listeners, we'll assign that to our component basically, and I think now we should be able to do something a bit fun with it, which is gonna be, we need to come here, remove TweetTextarea React, start, okay, gives us the error which we want it to have, and I'm really hoping that this one will just work. Please. Nope, it's not gonna work. Yeah. As I expected. Let me just make sure. Yep, it has everything. So again, remove TweetTextarea. You know what? Let me do something a bit ridiculous, really. Okay, and let's see if that does anything. It's a bit silly, to be honest, to have to do that, but it is what it is. I'll try it and see if that works. problem now is literally every time I have to remove everything and install all of the packages again, which means that I'm installing all of the things that I usually install by Create React App, which is again a bit silly to have to do that, but the only way that seems to be working at the moment. I think this one worked. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to actually attach an event listener here. So let's should be an app, I think. Yeah. Let's have const listener equal for some reason it's not recognizing that. Well, let's save it quickly and see. Yeah. Why is that? Package types. What's it? This index dot. So yeah, I should be getting that. That's very strange. I think I know what is happening. Still saying it's not getting it. So why is it not? Okay, I think. Damn it. This is gonna be fun. Let's see. Actually, you know, export text. Why is it not? Why am I not getting the? Why can't I export it? Because I'm using it here. Okay, I think I know what is happening. Okay. I'll save for now, and I'll try to see what I can do with it. I'll have to figure out how to export that properly so people can actually use it later, but yeah. Okay. Let's come here for now. We don't need this anymore, I think. No, I actually do. I've closed it. Yes. Delete this, and let's do event const start end equal event dot detail and console dot table start end. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this will work. Okay, let's look at the debugger quickly. We actually don't want this. We want source app. Okay, that is doing the correct thing. So let's see. That's correct. Start, because remember we're doing it on the mouse press as well. So hello from Rahman. That's correct. How are you? That's beautiful. Okay, brilliant. So that is now working as we expect. So if we select this, we get correct text basically. So every now is working as it should be, and yeah, that's good enough for now. I'll have to figure out how to actually support the ability basically for the user, because it's reading it properly, just not sure why. Let me see, const listener equal event custom event. Yeah, it's not reading it at all. I need to figure out a way to allow to basically export it properly, so the user can just declare it here basically. So basically you don't need to just declare the event listener in line. You can declare it outside and then assign it to the event. But for now, that should be enough. We'll figure this later. We also have to do some refactoring so we can actually just use basically, so because this is a bit much and it has a lot of repetition anyway, so we need to take care of that. But yeah, I'll do that next time. For now, yeah, I'm glad I managed to get this done today. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good evening, and yeah, enjoy your weekend if you have a weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Hope you enjoy the weekend. Thank you very much. Bye.